Hey, hello, how are ya? Welcome to Manhunt Monday. Just kidding. I just made that name up. I found some interesting things in my own research that I thought I would share. I haven't seen it really reported anywhere, and I want to go into some things that I found about the lawyer. What was very interesting to me was his connection with these pool companies. POOL, swimming pool companies, okay? It looks like he is the business owner of one and possibly two different pool companies, unless one of the pool companies kind of merged or changed names. The first pool company that I came across called Bertolino Brothers Pools Inc., and it's at 130 West Main Street, East Islip. I don't know if I'm saying that right, New York. It looks like this may have been the first company, and it possibly became another entity named South Shore Pools. It looks like this was the first one. And now we've got South Shore Pools. It says Stephen Bertolino has been building pools on Long Island since 1983, bringing homeowners the very best in vinyl pool design. Here we go. This one is on Main Street. It's got the same address, 75 East Main Street. It's got 10 Yelp reviews. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. So I did hear that people were coming on to Stephen Bertolino's business entities and were giving him 1-star reviews, calling him a terrible person, saying things like shout out to Brian, which is why I came on here to Yelp, and I want to look at the old reviews for this business, the reviews that would have been written before the whole Brian Laundrie case came about. So Dan B, back in 2017, gave them 2 stars, which is actually the highest. You can see on Yelp, this company has 10 reviews and 1 star. And apparently he's been in business since the 80s. So Dan B on 9/1/2017 said, I always feel like I'm bothering the workers by coming into the store. Overpriced and rude. They are my last resort. They have the parts I need on hand. However, I always feel like I'm going to be spoken about as soon as I walk out the door. Linda S. on 8/4/2020 last year said, they were the most rude people I have ever spoken to. They clearly do not want any new business, and I can't imagine who would want to work with them. If I were the owner, who is Stephen Bertolino, I would fire everyone in that store. Tommy R. in May of 2019 gave 1 star and said, very dishonest business, called for a pool opening and to have my old pump swapped for a new pump. I was told $250 and $25 extra for the pool heater start. I received a receipt for $275 from the driver of the truck and found out later that I was being billed $499 without even being told. No mention of extra charges at any time. Very sneaky and shady business. So he mentions here the driver of the truck. And I did see that Stephen Bertolino also has a trucking license. So I'm wondering if he also drives the trucks. Long Island R in June of 2019 said, basically I was treated like they didn't need or value me as a customer. That's putting it nicely. In January of 2019, there is another 1-star review. It says despicable business practices, shoddy workmanship, massive company lacking in any personal touch or customer service, with the dozens of pool companies in Suffolk County. I can't say anything. Stay far away from this outfit. There are far better, more honest people to work with for your pool needs. Far better, more honest people to work with. So I'm seeing a theme in all of these reviews, these 1-star reviews. Look at how long this one is. And it just ends with how dare they. I think the overall theme here is that people are saying this is a very dishonest business, and the way that they're handling things is extremely, I'm seeing the words shady, I'm seeing the words dishonest. It's very strange to me that these companies could have been in business since the 80s. What's also weird is it says they've been doing it since 1983. When you look up the actual businesses, it looks like they didn't really begin until the 90s. The business initially filed on March 7th, 1991. This one says it's been since 1983. I don't know. I mean, that's just a technicality. But what's strange is that these businesses have been around for a while, apparently. How? How have they been around so long with so many horrible one-star reviews? Not even mediocre reviews. So let's just look at the population in Islip, New York to see. So it's about 400,000 people live there. So 10 Yelp reviews, maybe it's possible that they've been able to stay in business. Let's look at some of the Google reviews just for a comparison, because there are more 5-star reviews on Google. And on Google, they're actually averaging a 3.0, which is a big step up. Big step up from their 1-star review. So you can see here the 1 stars that are coming in, that are clearly coming in related to the Brian case. They're trying to bring down his overall rating. But if you come back down and look, look at this. A year ago, 1 star, 1 star, 2 stars. Buyer beware in all capital letters. Horrible customer service. Place is a ripoff. Better paying the extra money and going with Swim Kings. That's a good name. I like Swim Kings. 1-star review again. Someone in my neighborhood got a pool done by them. Sign in front of the yard. I like the pool. Size is exactly what I'm looking for. I inquired today and called the number on the sign. Female receptionist told me that they cannot take my call, nor can I speak with a sales representative, since they're booked until the last day of August. So I guess that's why she got a 1-star review, because they're totally booked. A year ago, 1-star review should be 0 stars, overpriced, and has limited knowledge. But then they have more 5-star reviews. So who knows? I just think it's very strange that they do have so many 1-star reviews that have specific stories about dishonesty. But like I said, I'm just a person in my house looking at reviews because there's a manhunt going on, and this person is the lawyer for the man who's being hunted. I just think it's a little bit eye-opening and a little bit unsettling that his lawyer is being called dishonest, shady, all of these things. I think that that's just a huge red flag, in my opinion. The next thing that I thought was interesting, looking at his law website here, when you look at criminal law, so if you look at the criminal law tab, you've got DWI and narcotics violations, burglary, different offenses, trespassing, disorderly conduct, traffic offenses. Nowhere in here, though, do I see murder. I don't see that here. I don't see homicide. So I think this is just a family lawyer. And I think someone had mentioned in the live stream that the family did have this lawyer for about 20 years. So I think that they just kind of called Steven hey, bud, what do we do here? But he's definitely not equipped, I would say, to handle cases like this. I will also just add that he had about 7 different phone numbers and about 12 different addresses, which is just a little excessive to me to have that many cell phone numbers and that many addresses. Just seemed like a little much. But I know a lot of people who are in real estate or in different types of real estate law, and they do have a bunch of different phone numbers for different facets of their business. And it sounds like Stephen Bertolino has these pool companies, and he's a lawyer, and he's got his trucking license, so he's driving trucks for the pool company and doing law on the side, and possibly has all of these properties that possibly he's managing. I don't know. But so it's not that weird that he could have that many cell phone numbers and addresses, but it's just something to note about him. We're just trying to learn about who is Stephen Bertolino. That's all we're trying to grasp here. So here's his website. If this doesn't give you Better Call Saul vibes, I don't know what will. Another thing that's interesting is it looks like he earned his law degree in 1994, And so that would have been about 4, maybe 5 or so years after he really was up and going with the pool business. So it looks like a pool business was his first priority, and his second priority was to get a law degree. Alrighty, so the next thing that I thought was interesting is this case that came up. And it's got Stephen Bertolino's name in here. There could be another Stephen Bertolino lawyer that this is referring to. So I think I'll refer to some of the web sleuths on here to confirm or deny if this is the same Stephen Bertolino. But either way, he lost this case. It's about illegal gambling. But I'll put the link to this in the description below. If you read through, they're challenging their convictions by arguing, these little nuances in the law is what it sounds like. They're trying to argue that they're not in line, it seems like they're just trying to nitpick the law, to defend themselves, which is common. And ultimately, it says we reject each of appellant's claims on appeal and affirm their convictions. It's just interesting. I mean, as a lawyer, you get all sorts of cases. If this is the same Stephen Bertolino, I mean, even so, you get a lot of strange cases. But if this is the same person, I just thought it was interesting that I could find this and it could come up. If it is him, kind of gives a little bit of insight into the type of law that he is doing. So that is the Stephen Bertolino situation that I was coming across, and I just wanted to share some of those tidbits. If anybody can debunk any of that or confirm any of that, go for it. I am sure that Stephen Bertolino is a very respected esquire, but I can have my own speculations, and one of my own speculations is that he's a dirty lawyer. Okay, so with that said, I also want to say for those of you who are subscribing to see this type of new content, I have a YouTube channel that's a general lifestyle YouTube channel. So if you're subscribing and you don't want to see videos about my travels or about my home decor or about home organization, then hit the subscribe button, but choose personalized with the notifications instead of all, and then you will only get notified of videos that are in line with your search history in YouTube. The next thing that I want to talk about is Brian Laundrie's whereabouts.